he wasn't her type initially.
Yeah, you got to clear that up.
Yeah.
The first thing I heard was, when did he become her type? If he wasn't a type, is he now your type?
After you got 1,000
money,
yards.
yeah, because you did the financial report. What, you know?
What would the world be like for men? What would dating be like for men? What would relationships be like for men if women only gave men a chance if they're physically attracted to them?
Let me ask Mace this. Have you ever been with somebody after you were somebody that didn't want you when you were nobody? Me too. For payback for me. For me, it was payback.
I thought the whole point of Get Money was so that you can increase your options and get women that you couldn't get otherwise. Isn't that the advice often given to young men? Make a lot of money to attract the women you couldn't get otherwise? Yet, when they follow this advice, acquire wealth, and attract those women, they're told to resent the very dynamic they created. It's a contradictory message. Striving for financial success as a tool for validation, then feeling betrayed when that success becomes the basis of attraction. The problem lies in framing wealth as the foundation of worth and relationships, rather than focusing on genuine connection and shared values.
Me personally, I would get far away from her. I don't like attitude from here. Just my personal opinion. And I know Travis is the homie, so I don't want to speak on your girl, but I'm just talking about if I didn't know you, and from the things that I see on the television and the blogs and so on and so forth. Man.
Yeah, she doesn't give off the energy like she really love him. You know, and that's really alarming.
Narcissistic and sociopathic people are the best performers. So the people, and as human beings, we tend to not really quite understand this. So we tend to easily fall for their, false charisma, right? Because what they're basically doing is they're just mimicking other people that have high empathy. So when someone is really trying to use you, chances are they're going to come across as a perfect person. They're going to be charismatic. They're going to look loving. They're going to look kind. And they're going to be perfect to a T. Because what they're doing is they're putting on a performance. And as human beings, we tend to be so susceptible to falling for that over and over and over versus the person who isn't going to put on a front for you, might love you much more deeply than the other person, but you're like, oh, but I don't see it. It doesn't look like she really, it doesn't look like she really, she really loves him because she's not doing what? What would you need for her to do publicly for you to say she really loves that man? What did you need to see?
And after the game, when he approached his girlfriend, she very much gave him like a get off me, I don't want to talk to you type of energy, knowing that all of these things were going to be recorded and that it was possibly going to, make it to TV. She is the boss in the relationship. And right now, he might not see the danger of that and how that can affect him in the future.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. He never, ever tried to change me. He let me do me.
The biggest red flag is, again, sometimes when you're a little bit younger and green, you think that you, again, know it all. You think you have all the answers. In this situation, it's the opposite. You have this girl who's maybe a little bit older than you, maybe the same age, I'm not sure, but she's obviously in a higher grade. She's drinking, she's smoking, she's doing all this stuff. And she says that she knew that you were the one because you did not try to change her. That's a problem. Because there were clearly things about her that needed to change, but she liked that you didn't establish dominance in the relationship. So that means I could do what I want to do. I'm the boss. Again, my way or the highway.
Let's clarify some language. Dominance is about power and control, not love. Therefore, it must remain in competitive environments like sports or the workplace, not intimate relationships. In a relationship, confident and secure men establish leadership, not dominance. Dominance in a relationship stems from anxiety, fear, and a deeply ingrained sense of unworthiness or inferiority. It operates from a mindset that says, I don't trust you'll stay unless I control you. This approach reflects insecurity, not strength. In contrast, leadership is rooted in love, trust, and mutual respect. Men with high self-esteem don't need to dominate. They inspire and guide. Leadership fosters connection, while dominance undermines it.
women just never pick the right time to be upset. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they always gonna catch the attitude at actually the worst moment.
Activating strategies are thoughts and behaviors triggered by perceived threats to connection, often seen in individuals with an anxious attachment style. These strategies aim to restore closeness with a partner and reduce anxiety, but can sometimes lead to counterproductive actions, such as excessive texting, jealousy, or seeking constant reassurance. They reflect a deep fear of abandonment and a strong need for emotional closeness. An emotionally unavailable or avoidant partner may inadvertently trigger their partner's activating strategies by displaying behaviors that create emotional distance or ambiguity. Examples include withdrawing during conflict. Avoiding discussions or shutting down emotionally can leave their partner feeling ignored or rejected. Inconsistent communication. Failing to provide consistent affection or attention may heighten their partner's anxiety about the relationship. Dismissing emotions. Minimizing or invalidating their partner's feelings can make them feel unheard or unimportant. Prioritizing independence. Placing excessive emphasis on personal space or autonomy may make the partner feel excluded or insecure about their connection. These behaviors can lead the anxious partner to seek reassurance through activating strategies like excessive questioning, clinging, or attempts to elicit a reaction. If you notice that your partner frequently starts arguments at the most inconvenient times, it may be a sign of an unhealthy cycle within your relationship. To change this, you must do something different, something you haven't tried before. This is how cycles are broken. By disrupting the usual flow of actions and reactions, relationships operate as dynamic systems, where each partner's behavior influences the others in a repetitive loop of cause and effect. When you do X, your partner responds with Y, and this pattern continues unless someone takes intentional action to break it. Breaking the cycle requires awareness and courage. Instead of reacting in the same predictable way, respond in a way that quote-unquote shocks the system. Something unexpected that changes the tone or trajectory of the interaction. This might mean choosing calm over defensiveness, curiosity over criticism, or compassion over withdrawal. When one partner leads by disrupting the negative pattern, it creates space for new, healthier dynamics to emerge. Some people resist breaking the cycle because they have internalized the belief that the cycle itself is love. They confuse the intensity, drama, or dysfunction within the negative cycle with genuine connection and affection. For them, the familiar pain or chaos feels like love because it mirrors what they experienced or witnessed in childhood. This conditioning leads them to equate instability, conflict, or emotional highs and lows with intimacy, making it difficult to recognize or accept healthier forms of love that feel calm, steady, and secure. Breaking this pattern requires challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and redefining what love truly looks and feels like. Emotionally unavailable men often dismiss their partner's emotional availability or triggers as her being crazy, labeling her efforts to connect as irrational or excessive. But here's the deeper truth. The chaos, toxicity, and negativity in the relationship actually make him feel secure and loved. This dynamic allows him to maintain a sense of control because her heightened emotional responses reassure him that she is deeply invested and unlikely to leave, even in a dysfunctional situation. The crazy, clinginess, or insecurity he criticizes is, paradoxically, the very behavior that ensures his dominance in the relationship. It keeps the power imbalance intact, giving him the upper hand emotionally. Whether consciously or unconsciously, he may resist breaking these negative cycles because they serve his need for control and emotional safety. Breaking the cycle would require vulnerability and relinquishing control, steps that challenge his deeply rooted fear of intimacy and abandonment. Thus, Maintaining the cycle feels safer than the uncertainty of true emotional connection.
Don't fall in love with it so much that you just forget to be a dog. Like, yeah, some of the young boys be too in love, bro.
Damn, he had just had the game of his life right when he needed to have it, and you make his moment about you. It depends on what he did.
Look, hold on, Mark. If he fucked two of her homegirls before the game, and you knew that before the game, and you in that mood, don't go to the fucking game. Go home.
Just understand what comes with the guy that you're dating, and not be naive to who he is.
The woman that's perfect for them is the woman they don't want. Therefore, the perfect partner for him is the gold digger, because the gold digger just wants your money. She will sit back, let you do your thing, have no complaints, and just collect money. The relationship, no matter what a man does for a living, is never all about him, ever. A lot of these men are emotionally unavailable themselves, but they do not want a partner that is also emotionally unavailable.
Careful, man. Yeah, I said it. Be careful. Congratulations on your engagement, but man, you might have to disengage because it's something about this woman, man. Remember, you wasn't my type, but when you're successful, you everybody's fucking type. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, they find out your potential. The men in our community, what are they actually looking for? What do they want? What do they expect when it comes to relationships, especially pertaining to marriages? Because what's the point of being in one?
Have you ever noticed that when people say they're just keeping it real, it's always negative? Why can't keeping it real sometimes be positive? The emotionally unavailable woman is the perfect partner for that man because she will not require anything of him emotionally. She'll play her role, get her money, and that's it.
These women are smart. And again, I'm not saying there aren't predators out there, but again, they don't put guns to your head. How often do they give advice for positivity that's not based out of fear, that's based out of happiness or hope or growth? How often do you hear that? Everything is based on fear. They want just be anything I need you to be, when I need you to be it, and how I need you to be it.
Or get a woman that doesn't mind if you cheat. That's what I'm trying to say. There are women out there that will play that role and be okay with it as long as they can live the lifestyle.
Everything is based on fear, negativity, scarcity. You're going to lose this. This is the buyer beware. It's the biggest fear on planet Earth that she's going to take half. She's going to put me on child support payments. If I make $1 million or more, the women who have opinions are just completely removed. You are to have opinions.
I need a woman who's going to be quiet and sit in the background. There's an easy solution to that. Get yourself a gold digger. If you're a wealthy man and you just want a woman who's going to play her role, there's an easy solution for that.
Men don't feel like, they're valued at all unless they bring money to the table.
Misery loves company. They want your relationship to fail. It is. Why is that? Well, it makes them feel better about themselves. Because you're not special.
I no longer believe that what's happening is actually a battle of the sexes between men and women. At this point, it really does feel like spiritual warfare.